Alright, here we have another shipping tips video for this time for an Erika 10 / Aztec 700 / Optima, because Optima, they had some machines that were done by Rheinmetall and some that were done by Erika, and the Erika 10 was one of those. They're all the same machine, so this will work for all of those. You're going to need 2 little rubber bands. I just use plain old rubber bands, like right off a rubber band ball, and a roll of kitchen cling wrap, as well as some packing paper. And let's get started. First off, you're going to need to remove the machine from its base, which if you have the soft case style, or soft, okay, whatever, if it looks like this, then you're going to need to raise your lid, and these 2 little levers right here, push those with your thumb while you're lifting the machine. Put it on my lap there. And remove the base, set it out of the way. Alright, with the machine off the base, close your lid again, and we're going to release the carriage lock right there, which will be putting it forward, and that will allow us to move the carriage. So, with one rubber band, you're going to attach it to this little lever right there. I'm going to hook it around the lever just like so, pull it forward to where the carriage can set free, loop around, carriage return, back around the lever, and then we're going to hook it right back up on there. You want to make sure that it doesn't slip off the back there, so just give it a little tug and a wiggle to make sure it stays put. And if you do it right, and if your rubber band is strong enough, then the carriage will be free and it will go all the way to the left over there. Now we're going to take our second rubber band, and just as a redundancy, in case your first one slips off or breaks in shipping, do the same thing to this right hand side. And we're going to be, again, hooking around this lever and then wrapping around that one, which is the paper release. So we're going to hook it right there, pull it forward, tuck it under that lever, back in around there, again under that lever, which is, there we go, and hook it right there. A little bit of a tug, and so now we have 2 rubber bands set on the carriage release levers, and the carriage is free to move, and the gears inside are disengaged. Now, just for the purpose of wrapping the cling wrap on it, you're going to want to re-engage that carriage lock, which we will disengage later. But to hold it in the center, for now, I'm going to use that carriage lock. I'll turn the machine around backwards and slide it just a little bit off the edge of my desk here, to where we can wrap around the back end of it there. You want to be careful that the whole darn thing doesn't go whoomp right into your lap. So, do a little bit of the cling wrap here. We're going to wrap it just to start around the knob. And if you have 2 people in the house, this would be a good opportunity to get somebody to help you. Oh, my cling wrap isn't cooperating here. There we go. And the cling wrap is there just to hold the carriage in place once we disengage that carriage lock. The idea being that, the back half of that carriage weighs about a good 5 pounds or so, and neither the escapement or the carriage release lever or the carriage lock lever are strong enough to withstand any sort of inertial any sort of inertia that it might come across in shipping. Alright, so we got a couple of wraps on there. This is where a little bit of that packing paper comes into play. Alright, I got my packing paper here. And you're going to want to take one blob of it, put it right down here in the tight bar basket. This will keep your tight bars from flying up in transit. And you can actually do this before you put your cling wrap on there. Doesn't have to be super, super tight, it just has to be there. That's the important thing. Rolled up newspaper will also work, but I like using packing paper better. It's a little more stout. Other place we're going to need to put some packing paper is right here to protect that lid from the carriage return lever. And you don't want it in there so tight that it will bend the lever out of position, but it needs to be tight enough to give it a little bit of extra support. Alright, with that done, I'm going to add another couple wraps with my cling wrap here. These last few wraps, I'll pull that cling wrap pretty tight. And then I'll tape it down into place right there. Alright, so now that we've got that done, you want to go back to your carriage lock lever, which is right here on the right hand side, or on the left hand side, and you'll notice that it's kind of covered up. So, gonna poke a little hole right there just to give access to that lever. And you don't want to cut it too much because you need to be, keep that plastic to where it's actually doing something good. But that'll give access right there. So that disengages the carriage lock, and now if you push on it, the carriage can move just a little bit in there. With all that done, I guess the last thing to do on the machine would be on the ribbon selector. Put that in the middle so that the ribbon vibrator is disengaged. Now with the lid of the machine, I'm going to line the inside of the lid with some packing paper and then lay the machine inside that. Then after that, I'll take the base and lay that on top of, lay that in there. And I'm not going to have the base attached to the machine because, again, the base was not designed to withstand any inertial shock in shipping. But I'll just lay it in there to protect the back of the machine. After that, that whole thing will go into a trash bag, and I'll tape around the trash bag to hold it all in place. After that, it will go into a 20 by 20 by 14/16 adjustable box with a lot more packing paper pushed in there tight to where it can't even move a little bit in there. And tape that sucker up like a tank and send it off. So there you go. That's how to ship an Erika. Hope this helps.